this year's Distinguished Fellows.
Yes, thanks very much, Jonathan. This is kind of the nicest part of my role here, as you say, and this is, of course, because the IAS cannot be and cannot exist without fellow supervisors and regulators across the globe that decide to get very actively involved in our activities and to contribute and lead them. And there's some people that do that in an especially big way, and we call them distinguished fellows. And we honor them with a Distinguished Fellowship Award. Now, this year, the IAS Executive Committee decided to award this honor to two colleagues who both have made enormous contributions to the association. The first one is Elise Liebers. Elise has been a very, very active member, had been a very active member of the association. Indeed, up until the beginning of this year, Elise was present at the very last meeting we had in person of the IAS Executive Committee, back in the days where we could all meet in person in meeting rooms. And these days were February 2020, so not that long ago. But up until then, Elise made a huge contribution. She was the chair of the PDC, the Policy Development Committee. I mean, she was one of the fairest and more well-prepared chairs that I have come across in my professional career. Always listening to people's points of views and always trying to understand the different points of views, and ultimately trying to chair a meeting to come to an agreement. She's also amongst the, if I may say so, one of the most stylish actuaries I've ever also come across. Her collection of glasses are the funkier ones that I have ever seen. And she also has a very sort of wicked, but very understated sense of humour, but enormous contribution. And it's not only the PDC is, I mean, she acted as chair of the Financial Stability Committee, I don't know how many times. And she was incredibly studious and well prepared. I mean, she lost lots, she missed some of the most sumptuous of IAS dinners in order to try to get back and read papers. But whenever she was present at a dinner, she was very fun, and she always made a point at starting with white and proceeding with red wine, and that has become now the established dinner protocol. So with that, congratulations, Elise. I wish we could meet in person, so I could give you a hug. I have missed your presence in these months, but at least I can see you, and I could also offer you something. At the moment, I can only offer you words virtually, but congratulations.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for those kind words, Vicky. I really appreciate it. And thank you for my peers that nominated me and chose to recognize me today. I was really surprised to hear from Connor last week notifying me of this honor. And I too wish we could be gathered together in person. but I'm grateful for this opportunity to express my appreciation. And I've been thinking that I've been very fortunate in my career to have opportunities to participate and provide leadership to projects that really matter for the public. These are projects that strengthen financial regulation or lead to more effective regulation. Projects that enhance the viability of insurance products and strengthen the financial health of the insurance sector. And I think exceptional among these opportunities has been my ability to participate at the IAIS. And for that, I am very, very grateful. And I am grateful to the NAIC for allowing me to represent them. And I'm grateful to my IAS colleagues for the frank discussions, the exchange of ideas and supervisory practices, very generous exchange, and for the support and friendship that's been extended to me, always extended to me. Now, I've been following from the sidelines for the last several months, and I've observed that against a backdrop of a raging pandemic, the IAIS has remained committed to achieving its strategic plan. And I think that this is exemplified by the publication of the application papers recently, a number of application papers on liquidity metrics, on resolution powers, on climate risk, and also the criteria the principles that will inform the criteria for the capital assessment. So I must say I'm very impressed, although I must say that given my years at the IAIS, I have seen this dedication over and over again. So I'm not surprised by it, but I think it's quite exceptional. And I commend the IAS leadership, the IAS members, and the Secretariat. So I want to thank you for a very informative town hall this morning. I wish the IAS continued success in achieving their goals. And I want to thank you so much for this, for honoring me today and giving me occasion to wear my business attire and my new glasses. So thank you.
Yes, and you do continue to look very stylish, even from what must be your home in the United States. Thank you, Elise, and more seriously, thank you for your contributions. I mean, your committee was responsible for bringing ComFrame, which is such a major and important project, back home, and the revision of ICPs last year. And that's no mean task. Well done. And I wish we could all clap for you.
Thank you.
So now on to thank you, and keep in touch. And now on to our second honoree. His official name that I'm probably mispronouncing and have been mispronouncing for years, but he's too kind to correct me, is Hiroshi, but we call him Hiro Otter. And Hiro is really truly a champion of international collaboration and coordination in our field. I worked with him closely in his role as Vice Chair of the Executive Committee from November 2016 to November 2019. And on many occasions, he was there to support very difficult discussions and to offer solutions in a sort of using a lot of times wisdom, and on a number of occasions even parables or metaphors to try to describe the different views that occasionally a group had and provide a reconciliation towards achieving agreement. And I think he was an extremely supportive vice chair, a very important member of the ICS task force, member of the Policy Development Committee, Macroprudential Committee, Audit and Risk Committee, Performance and Compensation Committee, Selection Committee, and also took a major part in forming a new strategic plan that we adopted last year at our AGM. In performing all these roles, it was back in the times when people actually travelled. So I don't think Hiro was very good for the environment because he was constantly on a plane in order to be and attend and contribute, always very, very well prepared for these meetings. And when I say he used metaphors and parables, it's also because he has a very sort of gentlemanly, if I can use this old-fashioned term, way of injecting calmness and kindness and humor into sometimes tense discussions. And I remember once we were having a very technical but somehow very tense discussion about different interpretation of a component of technical provisions of the insurance capital standard called MOCI, and the margin over current estimates. And we were having this discussion somewhere around the world, and Hiro came in and at the beginning, and everybody knew that this discussion is going to carry on. I think actually we were in California, and he came in at the beginning of the meeting as a gesture, I think, to start, a goodwill, to start the meeting with goodwill, and he offered us Japanese mochis, which for those that are not in the know are sweet rice cakes with sweet bean paste wrapped in it. They're delicious and they have nothing to do with technical provisions. And I think that they were very much appreciated and set a very nice tone in the rest of the meeting. So have many other memories, but I just wanted to share this one. Hiro, you have been a great colleague, really symbolizing international coordination and collaboration towards achieving outcomes that are best for our society as a whole. So thanks for your valuable service to the IAS, and congratulations for your well-deserved distinguished fellowship. I don't know if you want to say some words.
Well, Vicky, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your extremely warm words. I'm so happy to be here, breathing the same air, although virtually, with so many familiar faces. It has been exactly 1 year since I left this IAIS community in December 2019 to go back to Bank of Japan. But I remember my days working with you as if it was just yesterday. I confess that a co-vice chair position of the EXCO, the position that I had for 3 years, was really a huge responsibility to me, and I'm not so sure if I managed it well. So if the IAIS members kindly give this honor of distinguished fellow to me, the kudos goes to my colleagues at JFSA. I owe all of my accomplishments to them. I can't mention everyone's name right now, but I really want to express my sincere gratitude. My thanks, my Deep thanks also go to my fellow colleagues in various institutions, both overseas and domestic, both public and private sector. It was so exciting to work with you, climbing together so many seemingly unclimbable mountains of insurance regulations and supervision. During my time at the IIS, we have made some summits, well, some still on the road, but I have absolutely no doubt that with Vicky, Jonathan, or Norio, my successor, and with all the wise, energetic, and sympathetic members and secretariat staff, the IAIS will find ways to reach the tops and make every hurdle surmountable. And on my side, my current responsibility is bank supervision. So insurance is not my day-to-day business. But I must say that a part of my heart is always with you. And now tie with the IIS is even more cemented thanks to this wonderful distinguished fellow owner. One last word before I conclude. Under the Asian zodiac, the coming year of 2021 is the year of ox. Do you know what does an ox stand for? Well, it's said to be a symbol of diligence, persistence, and honesty. I think with those traits in mind, we all can muddle through the current difficult situation caused by the pandemic and manage well our with Corona and post-Corona way of living. So thank you all again for this incredible honor. Thank you for inviting me to this event. I look forward to an opportunity to see you in real life sometime in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you, and also Elise in albeit virtually after some time. Thanks so much. So back to you, Jonathan, I think.
Thank you very much, Vicky, and also from me and from the rest of the Secretariat as well, a very big congratulations to both Elise and Hiroshi. It was an absolute pleasure working with you, and many congratulations. It's very nice to see your faces again, if only on the screen. So that's it. We're pretty much approaching the end of today's program. I'm very glad to say we had around 1,000 people registered for today, which is fantastic. And we very much appreciate all the questions and engagement, which, as I said, is going to be very helpful for our work ahead, and we'll continue to build on that next year. Just quickly looking ahead to tomorrow. So we have one session on embedding climate risk management in the insurance sector, which is obviously very relevant given our application paper that's currently out for consultation, and a second panel that will consider potential steps to address the insurance protection gap. So fantastic topics. It's been wonderful that so many people have spent this time with us. Thank you very much, everyone, for your attendance, and look forward to carrying on the conversation tomorrow. And with that, thank you, goodbye, and we close today's session. Thank you.
Thank you.